let's do this. As those hashtags are coming in. Well, hashtag hero coming in from Serial Killer, Justinian, EJJ, Enigma, Labe, Adzi as well, and more, Indram, NRXFI, all cheering on our Red Pros player from Root Gamer in the bottom left corner of the map. It's hero. Hashtag Nerchio from WardiTV. Sorry guys, this thing keeps happening. It keeps doing this. Sometimes it repositions, and whatever I try, sometimes it just doesn't want to fix itself. There we go. Easily saved though. A few Nerchios in the chat as well. 42% of the vote actually, as we do have our blue Zerg to the top right hand side. Nerchio. Best of 5. Nerchio doesn't love the ZvP. I feel like hero could be a very difficult opponent for him, but Nerchio at the same time has been playing very well as of late. What am I going to eat today for survival? Well, I actually just ate a ham sandwich. I've also got some chili con carne in the fridge. I've got a little bit of leftover chicken, although I don't know if that's going to be good. I've also got some microwavable noodles. I've also got a pot noodle if I need it. I got a lot of stuff I can eat. Don't worry, we're going to survive. We're going to make it through the stream. We're 2.5 hours into what's expected to be about a 10-hour stream today, guys. So again, sit tight, get yourself stocked up. I know it's Monday and some of us, you know, we have to work and get back into the rhythm of things, but we're going to try and make it a bit better for you with some awesome StarCraft throughout the day. As you see, a couple probes coming in towards the natural expansion. I'm just looking to see what they can get up to. As we see Link Speed coming up from Nerchio, he takes the third hatchery as well down the right hand side. Small love coming into the chat, Ugly and Proud and Andromeda cheering on hero. You got Ilismail and Letterbomb Jester with some Nerchio love, as well as Living Hikaturi and Krupam. Some more Nerchio love coming through here. It's pretty even in the polls once again. It's actually crazy how often it becomes very even in these polls between the players. I say very rarely is it more than like a 60-40 split. And way more often than usual it's almost 50-50. It's yeah, it's kind of crazy. We can identify the initial build here from hero being the Archon drops, a Robo slowly dropping down alongside this Dark Shrine. Stalker pokes away at this Overlord, so that is getting pushed away. There's a couple of Lings coming over and seeing what they can do. Actually guys, you know what we could do if we finish early? We actually do have the replays available for Zest versus Impact and Hero versus Keen. So it's possible that we could cast those matches from the round of 8, even though we already know the results. We can cast them and sort of just bring them to you guys as just as a couple of extra games, you know, just as something to watch to fill the time until Corsair Cup's ready to go. That's something we could do as well, so that's also a possibility if we do have a lot of downtime, just because we are 2.5 hours out. And well, if these best of 5s keep being quick as the first one, 4 games but still only done in like half an hour, you know, we'll see. Netjo's lair pretty quick here. We'll see exactly how aggressive he wants to be with it. Like, is it going to be some sort of all-in, or is he just going to throw down that Hydra Den and going towards that Lurker-based playstyle that we've seen so much of lately? It's what he did very consistently against players such as Showtime in the WSG Grand Finals just over a week ago now. Well, not Grand Finals, but the regional finals where he beat Showtime in the semis. Netjo showed us a lot of very promising ZvP in that semi-final matchup, from 0-2 down to a 3-2 victory. And there is his Hydra Den dropping now in the natural. What's up, Loki19? Cheers 200 says, come on folks, let's start something I can't read because it's disappeared. Let's start a bit barrage. There we go. Sorry, it took me a moment to find the message. Let's start a bit barrage and dethrone Volticus. Bit barrage! Let's attack, everybody! Arm your bits! Load! Lock! Fire! Kill Volticus! Now, Volticus has quite a bit of health, as you actually see hero with a massive amount of adept swapping in here. He just completely changed this up. I mean, didn't warp in any DTs just yet, but Glavis has finished, so Glavis moving forwards and Nerchio might be caught a bit off guard. This is even catching me a bit off guard as I was busy reading the chat with votes and stuff. A couple of Hydras come over to push the Prism back. The third base having to be evacuated with drones as well. Queen's coming down to the low ground. hero has a lot of adepts, man. like a real ton of adepts here. We're going to see even more adepts warping into the side. He's up on 6 gates. This is super hyper aggressive out of our Protoss player right now. And so far, it looks as though it might be just catching Nerchio a little bit off guard. No Banes to help out with this. So many adepts that the Queen's on the low ground will be engaged onto. And oh my god, he shades onto the ramp. Hydras are very out of position. And, well, this was just, I mean, again, this completely caught me off guard as well. You can call me out for that because I really wasn't prepared for this amount of adepts. And neither was Nerchio, as they are picking off everything so far in herO. The 6 gates, like faster glaives than you would expect, and again, he didn't even utilize the DT shrine. He just went straight into these adepts, built them up early, and he saw a lot of success yesterday in the Go for SC2 from DNS actually against Zerg players with some kind of glaive attack, for glaive-based follow-ups to the kind of Stargate opening. But this is just kind of a glaive follow-up to a Dark Shrine, and I mean, Nerchio again just really unprepared as he went into the fastling Hydra. Kind of even just a bit of a hard counter to what Nerchio is doing. Like, Nerchio isn't even on an... I mean, if we look at workers killed 5, he wasn't even on that crazy a drone count. It's just Hydras and Lings are both very weak to this amount of adepts, and so herO can kill off so much so easily. And obviously that can go a really long way, as we do just have the adepts coming through the center. Seeing what they can do. Queen here going to get picked off in a moment, so again, just pushing forwards, I mean, just looking for damage. I mean, a lot more Lings now coming in, and obviously Hydra's behind the Lings are a lot safer. Now there is indeed enough for Nerchio, but I mean, he lost his third hatchery in that previous fight, and that does put him behind, and that does make him struggle to stay in the game. There's a Baneling that's going to be finishing in just a moment or so too. Extra Hydras continue to come on out. Again, it's just sort of the greed of going straight into the Hydras, right? The lack of a Baneling nest, the lack of ability to really do a little bit more here. More adepts just gathering in the center. Behind this, I mean, charges on the way. We see the +1 as well. herO, he established the 3rd Nexus as well eventually. So he did start to go into this. And see some adepts going to start chasing forwards. Looking to try and jump on top of those Hydras in the next few moments, but do not find the opportunity actually. My Templar in the center of the map have storms available, and we're all going to be seeing another Evo chamber just coming up in the main base. It's going to be finishing up right there. So Evo chamber finishing in the main, and a couple more pylons coming down. I mean, Nerchio again surviving, but not really getting anywhere in terms of making progress. The one thing I might say is that, well, these adepts, I guess, become a little bit less effective as the game goes on and the number of units kind of build up. They become a little bit less effective, but not by like a massive amount. I mean, they're still going to be pretty darn good. They're still going to deal quite a bit of damage every now and then. And they're going to still trade well. It's just they're not going to be as good as before when they really were kind of at critical masses. We're going to see initial storms. The first storm was kind of bad, but the second and third storms do connect, and the fourth one as well. And while a few Banes getting cancelled before they can even finish, Zealots are charging on in. Hydras to the right-hand side going down as well, and herO is going to pick up a quick victory here in game number 1. I mean, he was ahead early, he played it out, took the game, and he goes 1-0 up in this round of 8. Let's see what Nerchio can do. We had a Zerg champion in Season 1 as well. Back then it was Sue who took home the championship. Björn took home Season 2. And right now, well, we could be on our way towards a Protoss champion in Season 3. Let's do this. To the top left-hand side, our red Zerg player. He was down a game in this best of 5 semi-final. It's Nerchio. And to the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss. It is herO. Let's get this set up. Let's see what's going to happen here in game number 2. Nerchio just getting caught off guard. I feel as though, if Nerchio can get into the later stages, I feel like he can do a really good job. I feel like he could give herO a run for his money. But herO is just so good at being aggressive early, at shutting down kind of plays. Nerchio is the sort of player that will just stop Nerchio from getting into any stage of the game where he's comfortable. Can you get a shiny blue? Asks Bidalia. Go to the Twitch Prime sub. Of course you can. As soon as I find my red pen to write on it. And I'll put you up after this game, bro. Thank you again for the Twitch Prime sub. Just puts us at 265 subscribers again. 5 more, and we will be giving away that co-op commander. So if you guys want to get in on that, then go, go, go. It is also a good day to subscribe, because today is replay pack day. You're going to be getting all of these WardiTV weeklies, replay packs, as well as everything we've casted on the new patch. I mean, this includes games from TY, Rogue, Uthermal, Hearthstone. I'm trying to think who else we casted. Sort of DNS yesterday we cast a bunch of. Obviously, anyone you've seen today. All those guys have been playing in these events, and we have replays of all of them. So if you want to get your hands on those replays, if you're a subscriber, by the end of today, that replay pack will be going out to your Twitch inboxes. If it doesn't actually go out today, it might be first thing tomorrow. I might be kind of dead by the end of the stream, but we will see. But it should just be today at some point. You'll get those replays. So great guys to subscribe. Should be about 250-ish replays, I think. It's a lot of games that get played in these events. It's a lot of games that get played in these. We cast quite a lot, so again, a lot for you guys to gain. Pretty good value. As you do see, this Adept is being chased around. Jumps over towards the natural expansion. Resonating Glaives currently building up here on the Twilight Council as well, so here's going to be a fast Glaives again. This time it's not really kind of like a bit of a mind game at all, though. You know, if Nerchio scalps this, he'll see Glaives right away. He won't be expecting the Archon drop or whatever. He'll just be getting ready to prepare for Glaives. So this game we'll see how Nerchio approaches it. Now last game he started his lair around this time. We'll see what he wants to do this time. As Lung Speed has finished up. And there's that Bane that's dropping down. So he's going to play safer. Did he actually see the Twilight? He did indeed. So playing safer, just sees what's up. 4 extra gates. I mean, it's very aggressive out of herO once again. That's 5 gates in total. It really is, you know, he really isn't messing around. The only thing I would say is that he doesn't have a warp prism or anything, no robo facility. So he's not going to be able to warp in a lot of units across the map. He'll have to warp them in at home and run them over, which obviously is a lot better for Nerchio as well in terms of being able to defend this a lot more easily. Kind of interesting then that he builds the 4th and 5th gateways, because I imagine a lot of this is going to be about the initial wave of Adepts, and not necessarily the kind of follow-up Adepts. Nerchio throws down a Roach Roar and starts to morph in a few Banes. Again, initially I feel as though he shouldn't have much problem. 6 Adepts coming over, but with 4 or 5 Banes, some Lings out and Queens, he should be able to fight this without too much trouble at all. The Banes will force the Adepts to split, which allows the Lings to get a surround. That's something they never had on that previous fight in game number 1 on Blackpink. As these Adepts threaten to shade through, there's no real reality in which they're going to finish that shade, where they're just going to get instantly surrounded and killed. So cancel this, and we are just going to be seeing these Adepts just going to keep on pressuring, keep on keeping their presence on the map. These other Adepts coming across as well to make their way over. Again, I mean, you could have argued maybe they shade there, but I think it's just going to be so soon when Nerchio is already going to bring more units over. As now she finds a couple of Adepts warping in, will grab some damage onto these right away. Uses one Baneling and actually blows up 2 of them. That's bad. Because again, now these Banes being used to help push these Adepts around. 7 Roaches on the way up as well. Some Adepts in the main, some Adepts getting ready to hit the 3rd base. Yeah, he's still kind of stand by it. I think Nerchio's defending this well. I think he has enough, and it feels as though he's doing the right things, as we're going to see these Banes helping with a couple more Adepts, and he's just really... Okay, this 3rd base attack is a little bit messy. Nerchio's starting to deal with it now, but 8 drones... I mean, that's where the damage starts, right? If he loses much more, then it maybe becomes a larger problem. There's that shade into the main base. Drones need to pull away preemptively here. They can't afford to let these Adepts do too much. He's going to come in to fight and just protect the mineral line. I mean, he's going to kill every Adept, but at the cost of 17 workers, would it have just been better for him to pull away? herO finds masses of damage here once again. As we're going to be seeing these 2 Adepts finishing up, and well, now that's 20 workers killed. This is really kind of insane. The Roaches will kill them off. Netjo has a huge army supply advantage, but what does he do if he goes across the map? Well, maybe he could cancel a 3rd, and there is still no 3rd up here from herO. It's time for Nerchio to play catch up, and he should be able to redraw here pretty easily. There's now no more pressure coming his way. So again, he should just be able to drone and catch back up, but still, behind for a little while. Well, maybe it gives herO the opportunity that he needs in this. We'll see how it pans out. I just feel as though losing 22, it's very difficult to kind of recover from that sort of damage. But it's not like you lost 22 workers to a free base Protoss player who's just playing, you know, putting on light pressure. This was 5 gateways. This was a delayed third nexus because of this. And as we do see, +1 missile attack and lair on the way up right now for Nerchio. Extractor will throw down here for our Zerg player. And the natural expansion as well, and again this hatchery just coming up out front on towards this 4th base. Just saying, Phoenix is still coming on through here to see what else is happening, and it's doing a little bit more damage. Temple Archives will start up in the main base, and again just continue to set up and get rolling. +1 missile attack from Nerchio is just about halfway done. 10 more roaches on the way out, and again, Lair will finish momentarily. And you can sort of look now and say, well, Nerchio's getting there. You know, he's starting to really stabilize a bit. Big push across the map, though, and this is the sort of thing from herO which is very abusive of kind of the damage he did earlier. Making use of the fact that, well, Nerchio's had less economy than usual. He's been rebuilding his eco. As we're going to be seeing these roaches and Routers are going to push forwards, and well, let's see what they can do. I kind of feel like with this many roaches, he might be okay. So far, the sentry is on force field, and he actually force fields these units in. Throws a ballast so he can kite backwards as he breaks through those force fields. More roaches around the top. And now he's actually going to recoil out of here, but Nerchio is going to take down a couple of sentries, at least with this, another zealot or so. Nerchio actually holds this off. Still down on workers, but with such a large army, and again, it was one thing that Nerchio didn't have to worry about and what he did come out of that fight with. He never lost much of his army. And because of that, when he did have to reach run and catch back up in eco, the one thing he already had was the army advantage. So even though herO had that time when Nerchio's eco was a bit weaker, Nerchio didn't necessarily fall behind an army, I suppose. He just sort of kept his advantage, and the advantage sort of lessened in terms of army supply to the point where he actually had plenty to push back that attack. Now herO throws down the Storm, the +2 attack as well, coming on up. Second Robo as well to really help just improve that Immortal base production. Now Nerchio throws down the Hydra Den initially and then the Spire. And now we're going to be seeing the Lurker Den on the way up as well. So going in towards that playstyle we've seen so much of lately in the ZvP. It really just has come back into fashion with the patch. Moving away from the Lingbane Hydra and in towards Lurker styles. So we'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see what he does with the Spire. Does he build a bunch of mutas? And I imagine he probably will. He's got a lot of gas banked up. He's not built anything for a little while. I mean, it's a bit of a risky play here as someone was like out the game. Oh, 2 people again drop. herO and perfect means I don't have to worry. And we are back. So what was happening? Nerchio was at this position where he obviously shut down that attack, and he's just building up the money to get ready to build his Mutalisks. The Spire finishes in 10 meters start of the +1 flyer attacks as well. And the Lurker Den is starting to come in behind this. So Lurker Den comes down behind this. We see the +2 missile attack from Nerchio also starting to build on up here. And just a handful of Zerglings of Nerchio sat over to the right hand side. Nexus will be dropping down here on the 4th base location, as herO will pause. Does he have some mega lag, or I guess we'll see here hopefully in just a moment or so. Hopefully not going to be a big delay or anything. There we go, we are back. And let's continue. Alright, so herO pushes through the center once again. You know what, these mutas, obviously they can do quite a bit on the counterattack, but they could also do quite a bit if they came and fought this army. I mean, no Archons here, just the Storms. Obviously mutas can avoid Storms somewhat decently. As they fly on in, they're going to start fighting onto this cannon, and already the cannon will go down. And that probes will be picked away at. Nerchio just has to keep defending back at home. He starts to make some lurkers, which will obviously be a big part of being able to help defend here. I don't think herO can realistically go up this ramp. As you're going to see some links to the right hand side doing some damage as well. Mutas here in the main picking off another cannon. They've killed 12 workers so far, and now Stalkers continuing to go down. And here we go, pushing in towards the 4th base, but Lurkers burrow. I think the Lurkers burrowing is, whoa, well, that's some huge storms. Nerchio needs to be very careful about that. 12 drones lost to the 17 probes. Mutas find themselves the opening they need on the 3rd base now to pick off a few more of these workers, and herO continuing to lose probes. Will Prism in the main. Nerchio will come in here and will defend this pretty well. Still has this attack at the 4th to deal with though, and a couple more storms are doing a lot of damage. I really feel Nerchio, if anything else, may lose this just on the back of really taking so much damage off the storms. He loses the 4th base, but outside of the 4th base is, oh my god, this High Templar Storm, this mineral line finally goes down. The auto attack there actually picking off some workers. And we're going to see these mules continue to move around, continue to get back into the main, even more probes. I mean, it's a worker massacre from both sides. Both players are very disrespectful to the worker rights of the other. Let's see, again, mules just find themselves maybe 1-2 more probes here. Their numbers really are dwindling though. I have to say, I was concerned that maybe these mutants didn't do enough, but they definitely did find a fair amount here. As you do see the blink on the way up for herO, so he gets ready to go into blink, but honestly he's already kind of dealt with the issue of the mutas, so the blink won't add a lot to this. I guess he's got a fair few stalkers that he walked in to deal with it, so I guess it will have some benefits at least. Netjo, 170 to 130 supply, his army looking good with those lurkers now, the Hydra count growing as well. He's actually going to go back into some more mutalisks here. So a few more mutas coming on up. I mean, it's going to take him back up to 6, which is a good amount for chasing down prisons pretty quick. I mean, it's alright for harassment. It's not going to be great if there's anything to kind of counter them. You know, stalkers in position, you know, more than one cannon, for example. But it's going to be fine if he does find an opening where he can just pick away at a couple of probes. Just going to be seeing a couple of spines reburrowing as well. Nerchio sets up into even more lurkers. What do the Uncome do here? I mean, Nerchio in general is keeping a lead. Just the lack of a 4th base will be one thing that really hurts him. Obviously, herO lost a lot of income with the probes running around, but he does have 5 bases. This kind of hidden base to the right goes a long way for herO in terms of keeping himself healthy and happy. Little prism of herO down the south side is going to get pushed away. I think the mutas may be something to do with that. Well, Prism doesn't get caught at least, so at least herO can still utilize it here. As Nerchio setting up with this army towards the top side, thinking about where he might want to try and go. And still a few meters off to the left of the natural. They'll fly in here perhaps in the next few moments to try and do just a little bit more. Such a large army from Nerchio coming over to the right though. It's a huge army that moves over to this side, so a lot of Hydras, Roaches, and Lurkers here. As there we go, Muta's jumping in towards the main base, and well, some Muta's going to jump on top of this cannon as well. A lot of probes are dropping. 9-10 workers again. The rebuild into even more Mutas has worked out, and now, well, he just gets complete free access into the 3rd base, but that's because herO is pushing across the map. So base trade initiated. Well, I was going to say, if there's ever a thing you'd like to have in a base trade, it probably would be Mutas, as they then die to the Stalkers as they just run kick this off. Wardy votes with the 2-month free sub. What a hero. Talking about those votes, it's 58-42. herO the favourite in the chat. Colours have swapped around. The players have swapped colours since the start of the series, so apologies. But, yeah, hero's still the chat favourite so far. Looking good. Looking good. Wardy votes wants a blue decoration. Okay, Wardy votes. You can have a blue decoration apart from the fact there's no blue ones left. Okay, there's one blue one at the bottom of this box. Oh, you're making me reach through all the glitter though. Pylon comes down here to block the third hatchery. Nerchio is not able to expand here just yet, and another pylon as well. They're just going to turn and start fighting this one instead. I mean, the Adept's about to arrive. The idea is the Adept is hopefully going to be able to block the third and really deny it, but will not be able to make it happen, as we do see. Lings continue to chase this Adept away, and well, Queen comes in to push that Adept back as well. So nicely done here. And now herO going to throw down a Stargate back at home. Stargate, not something we've really seen a lot of today. And outside of that PvP series, I guess I just sort of thinking sort of the PvT earlier, and in this PvZ so far it's been very Twilight focused up until now, so now going to be a little bit different of course. Did you see the Stalker poking away at this Overlord? It's going to be going down in the next few moments. And after this series, guys, we do have stats waiting in the finals for herO or Nerchio. So stats will play the winner of this series in today's Grand Finals. And after that, we're going to be casting alongside WardiTV with the Corsair Cup, the year-end finals. 16 invited players, 2 groups play out tonight. I'm going to be casting that as you see. Lings managed to pick up a probe kill here, nicely done. Couple of probes, kill it off, so Nerchio, a nice little deny on a potential third Nexus there for a few moments. As now a Baneland Nest comes up as well. Nerchio going to start playing this safely, rather than, you know, playing the dangerous game where he's a little bit kind of vulnerable to early attacks, which we've seen herO utilizing in game number 1 of this. There's the lair starting up from Nerchio as well right now. So the lair does start, and you see the Forge and the Robo facility coming down on the natural expansion. So Forge and Robo start on the natural, as we now see a shield battery going to be thrown down too. So shield battery starts up to the right hand side, and again this Oracle of herO going to come up the left and in towards the third. And it's going to look to do a little bit more damage here. So going to grab just one drone there right away. And this Oracle going to continue to move through to look for more damage, but so far Nerchio getting some good damage on it, minimizing the damage he takes, and actually at the same time it links across the map. I'll kill an Adept, and well, as the shield battery finishes up, it will not be able to do too much more. The Oracle helps out a lot in pushing those Lings away, and that will be the defense needed for now. Again, there is the lair, about to finish from Nerchio, gives him some options in terms of what he can move into here. He's just going to be seeing those Zerglings gathering up and towards the center. Hatchery coming up on the left hand side, and it's going to be seeing this Phoenix is currently nibbling away at this Overlord as well. Hydra's Den coming down behind this mineral line on the natural. And that Robo Bay of herO coming up too. So fast Robo Bay, maybe just going to go straight in towards Colossi, is obviously Nerchio with the Bane Nest down, Hydra Den coming up, maybe suggesting that he wants to go in towards a bit of a Ling Bane Hydra play. I just throw down the Lurker Den anyway. Again, could just be that Hydra Den. Ooh, that's a mistake. A second Hydra Den. This is definitely meant to be a Lurker Den. So Nerchio, a bit of a mistake here, putting that down instead of the Lurker Den, which he's expecting, I think. That could cost him if he isn't careful. That could cost him if he isn't careful, as you're going to be seeing all 2 Oracles from herO still moving around, still looking for further opportunities. They're just so good at keeping this map control here, these couple of Oracles. So that's a big plus right now. Again, 2 Oracles flying around here, as you see the +1 missile attack from Nerchio starting up. The Muscular Augment is about halfway done as well. Twilight Council about to finish up in the main base, and again this Phoenix also just flying around. Robo Facility will drop down from herO's second one, so you can continue to increase this Colossus production. They're just going to go burrow. Man, I just can't help but believe. I mean, he's thrown down the second Hydra Den. He is definitely wanting the Lurkers, but he's not going to have a Lurker Den for so long here, and considering Colossi are coming up, and these Hydras are just going to find themselves melting to Colossi. It's really going to suck for them, if we're going to be honest. Like, it's really, really going to suck for them. So that's going to be kind of painful as this Overseer finishes up out the front. A few more Zerglings coming down towards the south side, and again gathering themselves together. This hallucinated Phoenix of herO are going to be moving through the center too, and now also over to the left. Netjo, Pneumatized Carapace, 13 more Hydras. I mean, maybe, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that building the Hydra Den was just like a, oh my god, I don't have Hydras thing, but he saw Muscular Augments and then he throws it down. I mean, how can that not be meant to be a Lurker Den, you know? As Nerchio now throws it down. I really feel as though he's just realizing this now. And Lurker Den is one of the longest buildings to build in the game. I mean, it's like a 90-second build time, or if we're going to be exact, about 86. And I mean, considering he's already delayed it by over a minute, it could be finished now. It should be finished now. And Nerchio's going to find himself pushing forwards anyways. I mean, what does he do? Does he just try and make this a Ling Hydra timing? Well, I mean, I guess it's not impossible, but he has no Bane speed, so it's not going to be Ling Bane Hydra. And he has to fight against Colossi too, and again, Colossi will shred through these light units, such as Hydras, such as Lings. Pushing forwards, he's going to try and attack the gold base while also getting ready to push in towards the natural. So Nerchio around the map in different locations, going to try and just utilize the mobility of his army to his advantages. Well, there's the Colossi starting to work their way through these units that want to get in towards the natural. That's starting to go down as Nerchio will split away, and well, Hydra's starting to make progress over here, but there's two Colossi as well. So far, herO has some good splits on the army to help himself out, and he is going to be able to defend pretty much everything. I mean, a couple of gates going down here and there as part of walls, but for the most part, Nerchio having to back away, and again, waiting out for that Lurker Den. Bane Nest dropping. Did he not have the Bane Nest earlier? He does. What is Nerchio doing? It's the second Bane Nest of the game. He's got 2 Hydra Dens. Nerchio's just building 2 of everything right now as the Stasis Ward is going to catch a handful of these Hydras here to the right side, and he's going to see Zealots running forwards as well, grabbing a few more of these Hydras. Nothing being gained by Nerchio on this attack on the front. And he's going to realize this backing away. He's maybe just going to get set up properly now into those Lurkers. Would still love to see something like a Spire or some way to actually help deal with the Colossi. I mean, eventually Colossi will just become way too powerful in this sort of scenario. Now we see Immortal production starting up as well. Obviously that enables him to go in towards the, you know, the Immortals will be a big kind of powerful part of being able to push back kind of Lurkers especially, which are obviously going to start being added in, so that's going to be useful too. Bane speed starts up. I think he cancelled the other Bane Nest, right? He did indeed, realizing he had one from earlier. Probably just isn't used to playing with a Bane Nest, but he's putting it down against herO because he does want to play a bit safer. As Oracle goes down, what did it actually revelate? A very small group of Hydras down to the south side. Some overlords spreading up around the top, wants to make sure herO doesn't get a 5th base without him knowing it. So Nerchio keeping track of that. Here's Zaltz charging in towards these Hydras as well. It's doing a little bit more damage as 38 Banes morphing in. Oh, I mean, herO is pushing though, and so those Banes, they need to come in right now. Nerchio needs everything he can get to fight against this. His creep is very kind of creep highway focused, so it doesn't benefit him in terms of being able to fight from a concave or so. He's seconds away from +2 missiles, about half a minute, but I don't think you can actually buy 30 seconds of time here. The one benefit from Nerchio is that he's going to have a lot of different directions he can come in from, and here we go, the Warp Prism. Well, he should be able to target that down if he wanted to, but he's a bit preoccupied with setting up the rest of the fight as he does come in from the south and the north. Stasis Ward goes down, the Colossi still around. If he can get rid of these Colossi, that'd be huge, as, well, he is starting to target down a few of them. Nerchio has lost too much, though. He's going to type out GG. The Warp Prism's still in play. herO's already adding in some extra workers. Let's bring you guys game number 4. The scores are not that way around, they're this way around. To the bottom right hand side, our blue Zerg player from Euronix Gaming. It's going to be Nerchio. As his opponent to the upper left hand side from Root Gaming is the red Protoss player, herO. And how's everybody doing in the chat today? Let me know what's up, let me know what's going down, let me know how we're all feeling. For the first time in a little while, it's kind of cold in the room. I'm gonna open the window up and get some air in here for a couple of minutes. Haven't done that for a couple of weeks. We had real bad snow the other day in one of the group stage, when it was one of the group stage days for the WardiTV season finals. Natural expansion comes down. Just getting that pop down there, and probably it's going to be throwing down the Cybernetics core as well. Back of the tree. Hey, the back of the tree is a good place. The back of the tree is almost like exclusive, because I feel bad putting decorations on the back, but it needs to be decorated too. We also need some more decoration on the back of the tree, otherwise the tree might actually just fall down. We've got to remember that as well. Like, if we put all the decorations in the front, it might actually just fall over and attack me midstream, which would not be brilliant. Would not be great, would it? Well, this game number 4, let's see what the players are aiming for. So far, Nerchio and herO. Obviously, the first 2 minutes have been fairly standard, and we don't see anything too different just yet. So we have a little while here where the game should be fairly even between them. Sub taco stuff. Thank you for the cheer 10. As you do see herO going to go into the Twilight Council once again here. He had a lot of success with Adepts earlier. I wonder what exactly his play is here this time around. Wardy, where's the swarm post on that back roll? Hots? Do you mean, when you say hots, do you mean heroes or hot the swarm? I do actually have a heroes poster. It's in the corner that you can't see. It's got Chromie on it. Actually, the new heroes poster is going to be awesome, because the new heroes poster has Probius on it. So we're going to have a probe on the wall. And it's going to be going up in January 2018. Gonna be good. Hey guys, wanna know what's real exciting? We're only a month and 3 days away from my birthday! Just reminding you guys, you can start buying my gifts, You can start teaming together, figuring out what you're gonna get me. I could really do with, what would be nice? Something like a helicopter would be cool, Power of the Twitch community. Get me a helicopter, that sounds decent. If you can't do a helicopter, some fancy sports car will be fine, guys. Right, you got a month and 3 days. I'm sure you'll figure it out by then. I kind of get this weird my birthday is really weird, because I don't really even care. I don't think I've cared about my birthday properly for a couple of years. Like, especially in the build-up to it. But then every time it is my birthday, it's actually kind of like, have a good day. I get to eat some cake. I get to cast some StarCraft, because usually someone tends to schedule an event over my birthday that I have to cast, so I don't actually get to go out and celebrate. This happened last year. It wasn't even like oh yeah, cast it like, cast through the day, or cast in the evening, I can go out at night sort of thing. My birthday was on Saturday, and I think my stream started at 7 PM on Saturday. So my stream started at like 7 PM, and it finished at like 5 AM, so I spent my birthday Saturday night casting StarCraft. The passion was real. I actually think it's going to be similar this year, because I think it's the same event, which is going to be on the same day. So, yeah, it's a funny one. Alright, a couple of Archons are here, and they're going to run on through, but, well, very quick surround from Nerchio, and herO finds himself lifting up right from the get-go. Charge is on the way from herO as well in the natural expansion, as we do see 4 Zealots just going to be hopping on into the Prism as well. They're going to be moving in towards the main base. We do see the 2 Archons dropping down again, just actually get a Queen kill. And the Prism still in position there to stay safe, as now, well, Zealots in the main, the double Prism play starts to become a bit of a frustration. That's going to be 3 more Zealots and a Sentry. Wanted to maybe force field that round, but realizes it's not happening. Cancels the warp in and pulls away to keep the Prism alive, and I think that's a very smart and responsible decision by Nerchio, actually, as he loses another Hydra to the Queen as well. Man, these Zealots are doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Buy you a birthday gift then, Dark Ones, because it's your birthday today? Well, your birthday gift is that I'm casting StarCraft for you. You know, I scheduled this super day of StarCraft back-to-back-to-back events just for your birthday. Surprise! See, I was so good at keeping it a secret. You had no idea. To the point where you're even watching it and you didn't even know it was your gift. Surprise gifts are the best, right? Forge going to be finishing up in the main, and, well, the builds up here from herO. The Archon's drops, the follow-up drops didn't do too much, as currently holds the middle of the map with an Archon on each watchtower. Some very good map control will obviously completely deny any sort of Zergling presence trying to take the watchtowers for vision. And of course he can still move forwards and try and do a bit more as well. As the Observer comes into play, he just looks to shut down some of these creep tumors, stops Nerchio from pushing too far out onto the map. Comes over this side as well with a similar idea, but Hydra's in position will force the Prism to lift and leave. 2 more Hydras though, and that's some dead Archons. herO tries to unload, but unfortunately you can't do it. So actually Nerchio gets a huge pick off here. Picking off 2 Archons is always going to be great as Nerchio. 61 workers plus 1 missiles. He's starting to get aggressive. Lings are gathering. Hydras are moving. Doesn't even have muscular organs yet, and he's coming all the way into the middle of the map with these Hydras. Let's see what the next stage of this is. A few more sentries gathering up, and we are going to be seeing a War Prism to the south side. Still just sat here waiting to see what it can do next. No Vault goes down. 2 more Archons warping in on the left-hand side. Alright, just coming up to the top side from Nerchio. Some more Zerglings in the center. Stargate on the way in the main, and again this unit composition of herO just moving around the map, looking for opportunities perhaps. I feel as though it's a little bit of a small army right now, but maybe not. Maybe it is enough. His army supply is pretty okay. Lurkers are ready to morph in though. Lurker Den just finished, so he has to be a little bit cautious with his attacks. I mean, he's got Storm on the way, a Stargate coming down too. And he's getting ready for later stages of this. He doesn't really need to be overly aggressive right now. Doesn't want to lose too much being just aggressive for the sake of being aggressive, right? Has to wait for that right moment. This nation up towards the upper right side gets taken down there. Changing on the tower gets taken down as well. Still herO just controlling these watchtowers and holding some good map controls. Hydras to the top are not going to find an opportunity to do a lot. herO expands down south. Continue to set on up. A few Zealots moving forwards, and again Hydra's here able to push a few of those Zealots back. A fleet beacon now underway. I'm intrigued by the speed of this fleet beacon. It's not something we've seen herO do already today. Let's see what happens now as we see to the south side. Well, Lurker's going to come in to help take down this 4th base. They're starting to work their way through this. And you've seen the 4th just cancels instantly. The shield batteries do absolutely nothing. And herO is not really ready to fight this. Meanwhile, Hydras on the top side are going to take down Immortals, and that's going to be some really good damage being done here. I mean, a few more Zealots coming in to try and help defend this. I think herO's just dying though. Units are just bleeding everywhere. He's losing everything. And Nerchio, well, he might get cleaned up to the top here eventually, but he has really killed a lot. Pylons, Immortals, and he's cancelled the 4th base, and these Lurkers are still moving forwards as well, by the way, to the point where herO types out GG. Nerchio is going to take us to game number 5. Guys, the 5th game of this season. Kind of funny to see the kind of funny. Mentions my birthday in a month, already getting to sell out from it. It's amazing. Did I miss the 8-month Duddles resub? Duddles, how did I miss your resub, dude? I'm sorry. 8 freaking months, says Duddles. Must have resubbed a pretty intense part of the game. How you doing, Duddles? Thank you for the 8 months of resubscribing. Some Wardy hearts in the chat, please. Let's see some love for Duddles in the 8 months. You also get a decoration on the tree. Let me know which color you would like. Exclamation mark colors in the chat to see what's available. We are running out of colors, I have to say. There is not a lot left. Anyways, let's introduce our players for now. To the bottom right hand side, tying this series up 2-2. It is from Euronics Gaming, our Polish Zerg, Netjo. And he is playing against the Blue Protoss player from Root Gaming to the upper left hand side of the map. Give it up for herO. 2-2 tied up in the 5th and final game in this series. After this, we will be having our final stats versus the winner. So stats versus the winner coming up next, another best of 5. And then we go into the Corsair Cup for the day. So, how exciting. Very exciting times. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Full day of action. I'm also going to be casting the WSG Argentina qualifier tonight as well. That's 5 hours after the Corsair Cup starts up. So, again, lots of action a day. Back to back to back tournaments. Lots of games. Lots of StarCraft going for basically 2 hours of, 4 events in 24 hours. 24 hours, 4 events. That's what we're going for. Because we did WSG Canada last night, late into the night. I finished up at about 4 AM my time. We started up at 12 midday again. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Where's the donation button? You can type !donate. Just like I just did. I'll tap out again to type donate if someone's going to donate. You'd like a blue one, Wargrant? I've got like a blue one. It's like a greeny blue. I have to open a new packet for that, but that's fine. You want a green one, Duttles? Okay, you're going to have a greeny blue one because the green ones that are left are kind of sparkly and I can't write on them with the pen that I have at the moment. Alright, Robo Facility drops down here from herO if the Twilight Council is already in play, but no Dark Shrine just yet. Resonating Glaives, I guess that's why, so it is just going to be this, this one coming up. So we're going to be seeing Resonating Glaives once again here. Out of our Protoss player. Let's see if the Glaives can bring him to victory then in this 5th game. Wargren wants shiny blue. I can do that one. Shiny blue for you and green for Doddles. All good. All good. Well, 4 extra gates going to be back to that very aggressive way of playing. Although, you know, this is what he went for on Abyssal Reef, and, you know, he did not come up with the victory on that, so... yeah, I guess we'll see. This time it's going to be 8 gates, though. Back on Abyssal Reef, he went for just the 5 gates. So here we go, all in time. Just for our herO here. Let's see what he comes up with. I mean, so many gates coming up. I mean, how prepared is Nerchio? Throwing down the fast lair. Oh, man. Nerchio went from playing so safely with a Baneling Nest and all sorts here into this fast lair again. I mean, this is what he died to. All the way back in game number 1. I mean, it wasn't quite this, but it was a lot of adepts, and it was because he was going into, like, very fast Hydras, and he just doesn't have the information. Nerchio might just be very dead already. I mean, we're talking about 12 Lings currently building against Glaved Adepts. I mean, it doesn't matter how many Lings you make, it's never gonna be a complete shutdown. Is going to be seeing the Adepts coming over, looking to see what else they can do. Just going to see a couple of Queens already starting to go down. Prism in the main base. I mean, I think Nerchio will already be starting to realize perhaps how this is going, although he does get a decent surround with a few of these Lings on the low ground. I mean, I say surround, there's still this kind of cornered position, and herO really starting to make fast work of this one as we continue on through. Drones are dropping. And as these drones are dropping, it looks as though Nerchio is done for. A valiant series, but herO looks as though he'll go to the finals, and there it is. herO will play a stat in the grand finals here today, and that's going